So I wanted to get with you and talk about a couple different things. First, let's talk about the last year. So we're March, we're past 2020. So let's first tell you what you dealt with last year.
You know, I will tell you, we kicked off last year with a bang. I mean, we were going gangbusters, and then all of a sudden, literally, we hit March 13th and Friday the 13th, and like the world shut down for us, especially here in Atlanta. Yeah. So let's kind of just unpack it. So we were March, and I think everybody had a nervous breakdown. So to give you kind of some comparison, in 2019, we wrote 137 contracts and 135 closed. In 2020, I had 9 contracts fall out in 2 weeks.
Right in the beginning of the
Right in the beginning, where people were just scared to death.
Oh, yeah.
And we kind of hunkered down. Here in Atlanta, we hunkered down, but we were out of it faster than anybody. Our governor kind of released everybody. So we were kind of back in business in May. And I will tell you, I thought it would be a slow start. It was not. I don't think I've slept since May, I'll be honest with you. I literally have not stopped. My business has been amazing. We finished year over year 2020 better than 2019. Not the increase that I had hoped for, but I was so happy to be ahead based on the shutdown that we had. Yeah. So for us, it turned out okay, just because I think that in Atlanta, people weren't as paralyzed as they were in other parts of the country.
It was great. So, we ended the year with rates dropping.
Yes.
And rates were dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. And then the pandemic hit, and then everyone got really scared in the mortgage industry. Our business is backed by investors and Wall Street and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and bond markets and all this stuff. And we went crazy. So there were swings in days that we had rates going up a whole percentage point, down a whole percentage point, and banks shutting down saying we're not doing this loan until the pandemic's over, and then unemployment and what's happening with jobs and all that stuff. And so March and April were just a blur to me.
I would agree. And I don't think that we couldn't predict.
No.
And I think that people find comfort in certainty.
Yeah.
And because everything was so uncertain in that March, April time period, everybody was just paralyzed. They were paralyzed with fear.
We had 2 multi-million-dollar, not with you, but someone else,
yeah.
2 multi-million-dollar contracts just completely fall apart because the borrowers couldn't prove their employment. Because you have to prove that you're employed, and they were self-employed, and their businesses were shut down. One was a dentist. They couldn't operate. And so we have a requirement that you have to prove that your business is operating. And that person couldn't buy their dream house. Now they're in a house now and everything's good, but what a crazy time that was. And then you go, that was March, April, and then May, June somewhere, we started seeing some more activity pick up and businesses starting to operate and restaurants starting to open up a little bit and everything. And then it was just, on our side, it was just a huge rocket ship up.